Есть такая трудная работа, первым быть всегда там, где беда, защищать народ от криминала на планете с именем Земля.
We stand together, and our friendship is forever, and our friendship is forever, no matter how this fight is long. And this is the atom to our friendship, this atom to our friendship that keeps the hour spinning strong.
The Moscow region of the International Police Association. What is genuine police friendship, and does friendship among policemen of different ideologies, languages, and skin color exist at all? We do not doubt, we know it for sure. Such friendship exists indeed. The British police surgeon Arthur Trope was convinced of this. After all, it was he who suggested that the police officers of different countries should pool efforts to promote friendship beyond boundaries. Why not? Policemen, cops and bobbies, we all do the same job. Thus, in 1950, the International Police Association, non-governmental organization, came into being. That May, the association coined its own coat of arms and a motto in Esperanto, Servo per amicico, which stands for service through friendship or service in the name of friendship. Nowadays, the IPA is the world's largest police organization, bringing together nearly 500,000 participants, almost 500,000 participants from 69 countries. An international, non-governmental organization recognized by the United Nations in the Council of Europe. An organization cooperating with Europol and UNESCO. The IPA is the only organization to unite policemen regardless of their position, duty station, language of communication, race, religion, and ideological views. The Russian section of the International Police Association was established in March 1992. Russia's territory is huge, spreading over 10,000 kilometers from west to east, with IPA branches in place all over the country. In Kaliningrad, Voronezh, Rostov, Kalmykia, Dagestan, Yakutia, Buryatia, Vladivostok, Sakhalin and Kamchatka. There are 74 regional IPA offices across the country. The Moscow section of the IPA was set up in February 1993. Being the most numerous and active department, now it embraces over 2,000 members. The Moscow branch has fair reasons for its pride.
Очень много задач.
We represent an international public organization which has an array of tasks to be solved. First and foremost is the cooperation with active duty officers of the internal affairs system. Experts of the International Police Association were engaged in reforming the Ministry of Internal Affairs. We took part in drawing up a roadmap for the ministry as part of the process. Annually, the IPA holds conferences in different countries to summarize its activities, take crucial decisions, and exchange experience. The Russian delegation has always been an active participant, and the Moscow region, as a rule, is widely represented. In October 2015, the World IPA Congress took place in Limassol, Cyprus. It brought together delegates, observers and members of the association from 66 countries. The Russian section delegation was numerous. One of the main issues touched upon at the conference was the re-election of the executive board. The IPA for the next 4 years. Acting President Pierre-Martin Moulin was elected international president.
IPA is the most amazing association in the world. It gathers policemen from all over the planet, and with the bonds of friendship, I think we can do so much, change the world and bring a better peace in the world also. And I encourage every policeman to join the IPA.
We are the delegation from Mauritius, and it is indeed a pleasure for us to be with the World Congress. The IPA, as you all know, it's a big organization of the police, which is built on friendship, and our intention is to be here and to enhance these friendships from the 64 to 65 countries that we have around the world. It's a big organization, a unique organization, and I think it is a good platform for all police officers around the world to share their experience and friendships.
I'm the assistant treasurer of the Mauritius section. Okay, as my president just said, it is nice to see all the police officers from different countries from the world, okay, to be here to meet and see the friendship.
Australia IPA commenced in 1964, and since then we've had an emergence of youth and a vibrant energy that embraces the art of truth, understanding that service through friendship, and we're really expanding. Our membership has grown from very small numbers to many thousands now across the country, and it's very exciting times. We've now got two IPA houses in Australia, in both Victoria and Queensland, and they're very, very well received, and people are really enjoying it, and they sign up and enjoy the benefits of the IPA. There's travel tours that are arranged, the IPA houses around the world, and we have many social functions as well. So I would encourage everybody to sign up and enjoy the benefits, and it's been a real life changer for me, and I've loved every minute of it.
Nowadays, a fair share of women also serve as police officers. Along with men, they guard law and order and provide for security, being equal to their male colleagues in terms of professionalism. In summer 2016, Moscow held the second International Forum of Police Women. Moscow gathered 200 police women from 30 countries to participate in the event. The guardians of law and order discussed a range of relevant issues at the scientific conference, displayed professional and creative skills. The forum's separate theme was focused on extraordinary women. Police service is a very painstaking job. We're not only police officers, we are wives, mothers, and housewives as well. We master all the masculine jobs, we drive cars perfectly, we reach certain professional heights. Once again, we made sure we are women of strength. Russia was represented by police women from Moscow and St. Petersburg. The Moscow region was represented by Senior Lieutenant Julia Belyaeva, the finalist of the contest Pride of Moscow Police 2016, Sambo champion, and the winner of World Karate Championships among policemen. Julia Belyaeva serves with Moscow's Tourist Police Branch and contributes to the work of the Moscow region of the IPA.
Пусть мы служим в разных странах мира, но судьба и цель у нас одна. Будет жить и крепнуть наша дружба, дружба полицейских на века. Мы вместе, и наша дружба будет вечна, и наша дружба будет вечна, пока мы боремся со злом. И песня о нашей дружбе будет песня, о нашей дружбе будет песня, нас согревать своим теплом. И песня о нашей дружбе будет песня, о нашей дружбе будет песня, нас согревать своим теплом.
Today's world faces with a new kind of threat to humanity: terrorism and violence. At the top level, world leaders are searching for efficient means to counter this evil. They urge for uniting efforts and capacities to find new approaches and solutions. They are also calling for making use of public organizations. Can the International Police Association, as a public organization, turn a blind eye to those challenges? The answer is obvious: definitely cannot. We are doing our best to make a modest bid to the struggle against the so-called plague of the 21st century. For example, we organize and hold the Detective Fest International Detective and Law Enforcement Films Festival. Annually, the event is held under the banner "Combating crime and terrorism is the cause of the entire world community." The main goal of our project is to share the wealth of international experience gained in the field of preventing crime and terrorism. In April 2018, Moscow will host the 20th Detective Fest Festival. As many as 600 films and TV programs on the law enforcement subject from 70 countries of the globe applied for participation in the contest. Everybody concerned by the challenge of terrorism and crime is welcome to participate in the festival. If our pictures make potential terrorists renounce their horrendous actions, our common cause will be a success. Moreover, for several years now, a creative group of the IPA Moscow branch has been filming documentary pictures dedicated to law enforcement agencies. It produced over 10 pictures, namely, Interpol has the authority to inform, terrorism as the ideology of violence, together against the mafia, and loving a person. On a regular basis, the Moscow branch of the IPA holds social events aimed to support law enforcement officers' bereaved families. Another sphere of its activities is rendering support to orphans. Protection of children has always been regarded as a sacred duty of a Russian officer. The Moscow office also pays attention to those who served and retired now, veterans and pensioners. The IPA's other core activities include patriotic education of the younger generation, young policeman training, and sharing experience and practices of veterans. The Moscow section develops patriotic education centers for youngsters, holds conferences and contests. Nowadays, civilized society is irreversibly striving for the world without boundaries. Different nations should live together in the spirit of good neighborliness, which is the only way to develop our planet in a harmonious way. Passion for traveling, socializing, and learning traditions and history of other countries is growing drastically these days. This trend is obvious in the police society. Retired policemen want to lead active lives. Many of them seek traveling around the world. The International Police Association supports their initiatives extensively. National offices of the IPA in many countries become centers of touristic destinations and programs. Police tourism is really becoming attractive and impressive. The Moscow region of the IPA is always glad to meet visitors. Policemen from the United States, Spain, the UK, and Montenegro visited our region as tourists. The capital of Russia, Moscow, is a unique city. There are lots of attractions to see. The number of those dreaming to discover Moscow is growing annually. The Spasskaya Tower Festival in Red Square. The greatness of the music festival and its international character are a good reason for the invitation of our foreign colleagues. We're right here from Madrid, Spain. We came to spend a couple of days with our friends from the IPA in Moscow. This evening was memorable. We enjoyed shows by various performers from different countries. And the music festival itself was outstanding. We experienced lots of love and happiness. One should have a chance to feel these unforgettable emotions to be able to convey and express them in the future. I would like to thank the IPA Moscow branch for this beautiful evening, full of joy and positive moments. Thank you, the IPA Moscow.
I am in Red Square in Moscow, where we are having a friendship week with the International Police Association, Russian section, Moscow branch, and have just completed seeing a fantastic Spasskaya Tower military tattoo within Red Square and Basil's Cathedral lit up in the background. It was beautifully choreographed by many different nations represented. It will be memorable for the rest of my life. Special thank you to IPA Russia.
The 9th of May, the Victory Day, is the day of pride of people who defeated fascism. Entire Russia honors its heroes and veterans, recalls our fallen soldiers who brought us liberty. Streets of Moscow breathe with happiness and grief, solemnity and gratitude to those who sacrificed their lives. Having visited Moscow this day, one could feel the atmosphere of peace and kindness and save a piece of Russian soul. In their turn, members of the Moscow region take advantage of the opportunity to visit other countries and enlarge their horizons. Our police officers visited Hong Kong, Montenegro, Italy to see a warm and heartfelt welcome of brothers in arms.
Мы видим значимость этих дел.
In close cooperation with Russian colleagues, headed by the Russian Police Association, our International Police Association has a noble cause. Our endeavors pursue good goals. We see the results, the output of our activities. We see the importance of our work. We see our drawbacks to be eliminated. The experience gained and the one we'll get in the future will be used to resolve issues related to security of society and citizens. A number of significant events have occurred recently. Today, the IPA is the attraction center for initiative, creative and dynamic persons wishing to join the international police community, to make a contribution to it and act in the name of the good and justice on our planet. These actions, as well as our friendship, have no boundaries.